Often the material I present will initially be given without any sign of my presence, seemingly as a startling revelation. For no matter how carefully I present the material, it is still bound to change past ideas that are strongly a part of the pupil's personality. What I say is one thing, but the pupil, of course, is thrust into psychological and psychic behavior and experience that may seem quite alien to him on a conscious level. The problems vary according to the system in which my pupil has his or her existence. In your system, for example, and in connection with the woman through whom I write this book, initial contact on my part was made long before our sessions began. The personality was never consciously aware of the initial meeting. She simply experienced sudden new thoughts, and since she is a poet, these appeared as poetic inspirations. At one time, some years ago at a writers' conference, she became involved in circumstances that could have led to her psychic development before she was ready. The psychological climate at that time of those involved initiated the conditions. And without realizing what she was about, our friend Jane went into a trance. I had known about her psychic gifts since her childhood, but the insights necessary were channeled through the poetry until the personality attained the necessary background that was needed in this particular case. In the affair just mentioned, therefore, I was informed and saw to it that the episode ended and was not pursued. It was hardly an accidental performance, however. Quite without knowing it, the personality decided to try its wings, figuratively speaking. As a part of my work, therefore, I have been coaching the young woman in one way or another since her childhood, and all of this as a preliminary to the serious work that began with our sessions. This is a normal part of my activity in many levels of existence. It is highly diversified work, for the personality structures vary. While within the systems in which I work, there are certain basic similarities. In some dimensions, I would not be equipped to be a teacher simply because the basic concepts of experience would be alien to my nature, and the learning processes themselves outside of my own experience. Now, your ideas of space are highly erroneous. So, in my context with your sphere of activity, I do not sweep through bright golden skies like some spiritual Superman into your physical domain. I will go into this in a later chapter, but in a very real manner. Space, as you perceive it, simply does not exist. Not only is the illusion of space caused by your own physical perceptive mechanisms, but it is also caused by mental patterns that you have accepted. Patterns that are adopted by consciousness when it reaches a certain stage of evolution within your system. When you arrive or emerge into physical life, not only is your mind a blank slate waiting for the scrolls that experience will write upon it, but you are already equipped with a memory bank far surpassing that of any computer. You face your first day upon the planet with skills and abilities already built in, though they may or may not be used. And they are not merely the result of heredity, as you think of it. You may think of your soul or entity, though only briefly and for the sake of this analogy, as some conscious and living, divinely inspired computer who programs its own existences and lifetimes. But this computer is so highly endowed with creativity that each of the various personalities it programs spring into consciousness and song, and in turn, create realities that may have been undreamed by the computer itself. Each such personality, however, comes with a built-in idea of the reality in which it will operate, and its mental equipment is highly tailored to meet very specialized environments. It has full freedom, but it must operate within the context of existence to which it has been programmed. Within the personality, however, in the most secret recesses, is the condensed knowledge that resides in the computer as a whole. I must emphasize that I am not saying that the soul or entity is a computer, but only asking you to look at the matter in this light in order to make several points clear. End of part 3 of chapter 3, The Eternal Validity of the Soul. Let's talk about it. The passage written by Seth discusses the manner in which new ideas and insights are introduced to individuals, often without their conscious awareness. These ideas can bring about changes in their existing beliefs and personality traits. The passage also touches on how the process varies depending on the individual's psychological and psychic makeup, as well as the environment they exist in. The text provides an example of a woman, Jane Roberts, through whom Seth communicates. Her initial contact with Seth occurred before their formal sessions, resulting in poetic inspirations. This initial meeting was not consciously remembered, and Seth guided her psychic development discreetly. Seth's work involves coaching and preparing individuals for more profound sessions building on their existing abilities. The concept of space is challenged, suggesting that space as perceived is an illusion caused by both physical senses and mental patterns. Individuals are described as entering life with inherent skills and abilities, sort of akin to a creatively endowed computer that programs various personalities, each contributing to unique realities while all along adhering to pre-programmed contexts. Now, despite these limitations, each personality holds condensed knowledge within. Finally, it is important to note that Seth is not asserting that the soul or entity is a computer, but using the analogy to explain certain concepts. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, a share, and of course subscribe for more. What did you think about this passage? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for listening.